Hey guys and dolls, this is your friendly neighborhood Dragon Alley back at you talking about Plagido's Winery. Had a wine and cheese event April 18th, so a little less than a week ago, and it was awesome. They collaborated with Bagliani's Market. I had to write that down because I kept forgetting the name, not because they weren't memorable, just because I'm that forgetful. Um, it was awesome. It was such a nice event. Not a large crowd. It was, if I had to guess off the top of my head, maybe 30, 40 people, but it was really nice. And not only did you get to taste the wines with the cheese, they paired them together for you, so you got to taste like what wines go with what cheese. And then they had people talk about the wines and the cheese, and I didn't get his name, but the man talking about the wines was so knowledgeable, and the owner of I think it was the owner of Bagliani's. Don't quote me. I got introduced to him, and it was like Joe the cheese guy. So I have to try to look that up eventually. But so knowledgeable about the cheese and just really cool wines and cheeses. I actually have my notes here, and like they gave them to you so you know what you're tasting. Notice how there's wine splatters all over it, and notice like my really really bad handwriting trying to remember what I thought about each one. So like the first thing we tried was a Chardonnay and oak, and their description is full body white, rich apple and citrus tropical flavor, softened with a mild buttery oak. And I actually wrote down in my notes buttery because like I could taste it did have like a buttery taste to it. It's very smooth. Um, it's not a dry wine per se. When it's blah, blah, blah. Dry versus sweet just means like bitter versus like sugary. It wasn't very sugary, but if you like a red tanniny dry wine, it's not that. It's a white wine. It's a Chardonnay. It's a white wine. It's very fruity, very light, it's a very good summer drink. And they pair that with this honeybee goat's milk Gouda cheese, which was a very hard cheese with like almost had crystals in it. I don't know if there was actual honey in it. I could be making this up in my head, but it has such a smooth, rich flavor. It was a harder cheese, um like a Parmesan or something like that. But it was very, very good. And then we tried Vino di Casa, which you guys have maybe have seen my review on that before. Although I'm going to review it again, like I do the other wine reviews on camera. And like that was a very smooth, dry, very drinkable. I say drinkable dry. If you're a dry wine drinker, of course it's a drinkable dry. If you're not a dry wine drinker, it's not necessarily all that drinkable. But it was smoother than I was expecting. It had like plums and black cherry flavor. Medium, they call it a medium bodied dry red. I guess that means it's not strong. And it has a Chambourcin and Merlot grape blend, which is really cool. I like the way that sounds. That was paired with Pradera, which is a cow's milk cheese. It's hard, but then it was smoother than it appeared. Um because like it was a hard cheese, but when you put it on your palate, it like melted away really quickly, so it was really good. A Cab Merlot blend, which is another one I've reviewed before. Dry Bordeaux blend. They said classy notes of plum, smooth on the palate. Another dry wine. Very heavy on the tannins for me, but very good. That was combined with a Quebec cheddar. Oh my gosh, you guys, this cheddar. This was really good. It was very tangy, but it was like mild because it's like I say a white cheddar. Most cheddar doesn't really have a yellow color. That's just something they add to make us feel better. But that's a random fact you didn't need to know. Um, for being like sharp and aged, it was still to me, very mild on the tongue. Like it didn't leave like aftertaste. It was very smooth, very creamy, such a good cheese. Cheddar is one of my favorites to begin with, and of the cheddars I've had in my life, it's not, for being a very rich, bold flavor, because they say it's sharp, it's not as like tangy or sharp as the cheddar could be. I hope that makes sense. Anywho, Cab Franc from the barrel. Now this is really cool because I saw him like tap the barrel afterwards. Like they got it straight from the barrel, so like hasn't even really been bottled yet. So we got a special bottle just for us. That was really 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 cool. It's a sophisticated dry. red wine. It's like the one I reviewed on video before, the Cab Franc blend. Just when it's straight from the barrel, it's a lot fresher. You get to taste it like as soon as it's ready, so it's really cool. They combine that with a, I'm going to say this wrong, Piave Straccio cheese, which is a cow's milk product of Italy with a sweet and dense texture. To me, it was another hard cheese, but it was very, very good, very flavorful, almost sweet, I want to say. Um, then you had the um, Niagara wine. This one has a 5% sugar and Native American grape, sweet white wine with flavors of tangerine, tropical fruits, zesty finish. I put it with sweet and tart. They paired this with a Maduro Pecorino, which is a sheep's, I can talk, milk product of Italy, semi-aged cheese. That one I didn't really write that many notes on, but I remember it being really good. Then like they surprised us with a Chamberson wine. Didn't take a lot of notes on that one either, but that one was really good. I just remember like the flavors just being there, and that was just something special they hit us with. Dry, tanniny, not like my favorite wine of all time, but still very good flavor, very rich, deep flavors. Then blueberry fruit wine, which Jersey has a ton of blueberry wines, but this is really good. You could taste the blueberry flavors. It didn't feel like tasting drinking fruit punch or anything like that, or drinking um like a sweet fruity. It was sweet and fruity, but not like, as I said, not like fruit punch. It tasted like blueberries, but you still got the feel of like a wine. Semi-dry, still the aftertaste of blueberries, very good. They paired that with a chocolate nut cheese. Me and my boyfriend have gotten into arguments over this cheese. This is cheese that tastes like brownie batter. That's basically it. It has a very soft texture. Feels almost like cookie dough. Has bits of nuts in it, and it's chocolate, and it's delicious. I bought some, took it home. Have been eating it with strawberries. It makes my life. I don't care what my boyfriend says. It's a cheese. Homestead is a Concord grape, and it's a port style dessert wine. Um, Strong on the alcohol, but tastes like grape juice. It's delicious. We actually bought a bottle of that and took it home. That was paired with a goat's milk blue. And of the blue cheeses I've had in my life, it had a milder flavor. So, like, you still had, like, the blue cheese taste and the tartness about it, but not as tart as maybe, like, a strong Gouda or something like that. Then it was Empire, which I did a video review recently, but the blog post won't be up till a little while after. Um, I love Empire. They use a dry grape, but they make a sweet wine with it, and it's very sugary, very sweet. Port style, again, wine. And they pair that with Rosa di Langa. I am hoping I am saying that correct, which is a sheep's milk, illy, soft ripened with cheese with an edible rind. And that was like a brie in texture, and it had, to me, it had sort of